It began as a whisper, soft and almost inaudible, coming from the corner of my bedroom. At first, I thought it was the wind brushing against the old curtains. The night light cast a pale, flickering glow, highlighting the edges of the furniture. Shadows stretched along the walls, bending and twisting slightly as if breathing. I shifted in bed, feeling the cold wooden floorboards beneath the mattress. The room smelled faintly of aged wood and lavender, like a memory pressing gently against the air. A chill brushed over my arms, not a cold chill, but a presence I could feel. Something unseen was there, quietly patient, silently watching. Then I saw it. A shadow kneeling in the corner of the room, still, reverent. It did not move threateningly. It did not shift abruptly. My heart beat faster. My hands trembled lightly as I clutched the blankets around me. I whispered to myself that it was only imagination. I recalled my grandmother's words, spoken when I was small: when darkness feels near, pray quietly, and he will come close to you. I sat up slowly, knees brushing the cold floor. My breath was shallow. My thoughts raced, yet I remained cautious, unable to move too quickly. With a soft voice, I whispered a prayer. Not with confidence, not with ceremony, just a simple plea for guidance, for protection, for understanding. As the prayer left my lips, the shadow seemed to pause. The air itself felt lighter, less oppressive, almost attentive. I dared to glance at the corner again. The kneeling shadow remained, silent and reverent, almost human in posture. Minutes stretched like hours. The usual night sounds, the wind, the creaking house softened, as if the house itself was listening respectfully. I whispered again, this time adding gratitude. For comfort, for guidance, for the quiet presence that had joined me in the night. The lamp in the corner flickered gently, casting warm amber light across the floor. Dust motes floated lazily, like tiny stars suspended in the still air. I rose from bed carefully, feeling the floorboards cold beneath my bare feet. Each step was deliberate and cautious, aware that the shadow's attention followed me silently. I walked toward the window, peeking at the moonlit garden outside. Branches swayed softly, their movement harmonizing with the calm inside the room. Returning to the bed, I knelt again. Hands folded, heart steadying, the shadow still kneeling patiently in the corner. I thought of all the nights I had felt alone, all the moments I had whispered prayers into empty rooms, all the fears I had carried silently. This night was different. The presence beside me was real. Calm, steady, protective. Faith in a form I could feel, even if I could not see. I whispered again, now with clarity and gratitude. Thank you. For unseen guardians. For quiet courage. For reassurance in the darkness. The shadows softened further. The night felt lighter, filled with a tangible, gentle peace. I glanced around the room, noticing details I had overlooked before: the worn carpet, the old books on the shelf, the tiny imperfections of the walls, all bathed in gentle, soft lamplight. The shadow did not move. It did not disappear. It simply observed silently, patiently, reverently. I closed my eyes and breathed deeply. Calm spread through me from chest to limbs. The fear that had gripped me earlier had vanished entirely. I whispered again, now with certainty and warmth. Faith can be quiet, steady, unwavering, and sometimes, it kneels silently beside you in the dark. Outside, the wind shifted. Leaves rustled. The night seemed alive yet safe. The presence remained, patient and still. I lay back down carefully, blankets warm against my skin. The shadow, kneeling, seemed to shrink slightly into the corner, yet never left. I thought of all the times I had felt abandoned, all the moments I had hoped for someone stronger nearby. This night was different. Faith had arrived quietly. It had knelt beside me, patient and unseen, teaching me the true meaning of presence. I drifted into sleep, comforted by the knowledge that darkness is not always to be feared. Sometimes it carries a silent guide, invisible yet comforting. Morning would come. The shadow would fade with the light. But the memory, the lesson, the calm assurance would remain with me. Even now, I recall vividly the serenity, the stillness, the quiet certainty that I was never truly alone. Faith does not always arrive in grand gestures. It can be subtle, gentle, kneeling quietly beside you in the darkness. That night, the shadow taught me a lesson I carry still. Even when unseen, faith is steadfast. Even when silent, it is present. The room remained still. The house breathed softly. And I slept, unafraid, surrounded by a presence that spoke in silence. Every creak of the floor, every whisper of wind, felt like a gentle reminder, I was not alone. Even in the darkest moments, faith is there, kneeling beside us, patiently waiting, silently guiding. I awoke the next morning with warmth in my chest, a calm I had never experienced after a sleepless night. The shadow had vanished with the dawn, but its lesson stayed. Faith is sometimes silent, sometimes subtle, always present. Even now, when I enter a quiet room at night, I remember that shadow kneeling. And I remember that I am never truly alone.